In this lesson, students will identify patterns and learn strategies for multiplying by 8. Prior to this lesson, students have learned the foundational facts for multiplying by 2 and 4 that will help them solve problems with 8 as a factor. If a student knows their 2 times facts, or doubles, then they can find products when one of the factors is 4 or 8. Let's start with the 2's. When 2 is doubled, it becomes 4. When 4 is doubled, it becomes 8. This will always work for the 8 multiplication facts. Let's find out what happens to the product when we double. Let's start with the multiplication problem 3 times 8 to see how this works. If we double the 2, we get 4. The new problem gives us 3 times 4 equals 12. When we look at the product between the two problems, the 6 doubled to become 12. Notice when we double the 1 factor, the product is also doubled to be 12. If we double the 2, we get 4. The new problem gives us 3 times 4 equals 12. When we look at the product between the two problems, the 6 doubled to become 12. Notice when we double the 1 factor, the product is also doubled. Now let's double the factor 4. So 3 times 4 equals 12 becomes 3 times 8, which equals 24. When doubling the factor of 4 to an 8, we also doubled the answer, or the product, from 12 to 24. Doubling the factor of 4 to an 8 also doubled the product, or the answer. That makes the factors doubled from 2 to 4 to 8, and the products, or the answers, doubled from 6 to 12 to 24. Students who learn to be flexible with numbers are more able to see relationships within the numbers and become more fluent in solving problems. Let's try the doubling again with the expression 5 times 2. Look at the 5. Let's double the 2 and see what happens to the product. The factor 2 was doubled to be a 4, and the product is also doubled from 10 to 20. When we double the 4, the new expression is 5 times 8. Notice, not only did we double the factor of 4 to an 8, but the product was also doubled from 20 to 40. You can also see this on a multiplication chart. 5 times 2 equals 10, 5 times 4 equals 20, 5 times 8 equals 40. Let's try this with one more set of factors. Let's do 6 times 8. Students may struggle with the 6 times tables, but if they know the doubling facts for multiplying by 8, it will become much easier for students to solve. Let's make the 8 a 2 for the problem. 6 times 2 equals 12. Now double the 2 to a 4, which becomes 6 times 4 equals 24. Notice again, not only the factor was doubled, but the product doubled as well. Again, let's double the 4 to an 8, and the equation becomes 6 times 8 equals 48. Doubling the factor also doubled the product to 48. Doubling can be a good strategy for students and makes a more difficult problem seem easier when they can look at the number 8 and know that it is doubling the double of a double. As students learn to become aware of strategies for learning the multiplication facts, they will begin to notice patterns and relationships with numbers, which will help them become more fluent as a mathematician. In this lesson, students learn to identify patterns of doubling for multiplying by the factor of 8.